castle, their roles are assigned, their fates in the game, forever entwined. Under cover of night, the traitors will slay. Can a faithful fight back, or be the next play? Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. From the meek to the fierce, pawns to dictators, bound by the strings of the silent orchestrators. Every move, every breath, a twisted decree, a game of betrayal. No one's truly free. Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. Who can you trust when the darkness descends? The blade in the back, the whispers of friends. The court is a theater, the blood-stained stage, a dance of deception, a war in a cage. Till death do us part, in shadows they hide. Murder and treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors. Come friend, come foe, come one, come all, to the highlands to see who lives and who falls. Jokers and fools, queens and kings, all are mere puppets on invisible strings.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Jackie. Hi, Sunshinery.
Hi, Cooch. How you doing? Or should I call you dirty bitch?
Oh, call me whatever you want.
Sounds good.
How you doing today? You having a good Saturday?
Yes, we got snow today, so I got to see beautiful white snow, which is my favorite thing.
Oh, cool. How much did you guys get?
About an inch, really. Not really too much. Enough to shovel and kind of wipe off.
Okay. Enough to just cover, too. That's nice. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. How you guys doing? Hey, Heidi. Welcome. Hi, Christoph. We will be going in 45 minutes because this is going to be a longer this is going to be longer one than normal because we've got 3 episodes to cover. Hey, Nurse Jen, if you're still here, we will be going in order of episode, so we can make sure to let you know as we switch to a new episode, so you don't spoil yourself. Like if you've only watched episode 1 or something. I mean, if you wanted, you could stick around for a minute. Hey, Cree, Stephen, hello from Sunshinery's room.
Hey, Steven.
Kirsten. Hey, Feel the Love. Welcome, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Oh my gosh, Feel the Love, you got like 5 inches. Wow. Hey, Mr. Black Wolf.
I would love that.
Mr. Black Wolf, you got me in trouble the other night. I blame you for my. He said, I'm about to roll my second one. And I said, well, I'm packing my second bowl. And I said it in the wrong room.
We all make mistakes. I've done it too. My thing is I like to type out what I might possibly say and then like think about it and then erase it usually because sometimes it's just you don't want to have to say it. Well,
Right.
I've pressed enter a couple times
Gosh.
by accident, not on purpose.
I backspace a lot, but every time I type something, I have every intention of hitting enter, but I catch myself probably at least 50% of the time in backspace out. Like, yep, nope. On second thought, not sounding as good as I typed that out.
Right? Exactly.
Too funny. So, Traitors, did you guys love it?
Oh
I
my God, I was involved. I was involved from the first episode all the way to the third.
I was too. I was too. I let's see.
There's
I
a lot of different twists this season.
There are a lot of twists. The main twist, um,
But there's
oh,
more
did you?
than what three
Yeah.
traders. Ooh.
Um, Let me see. I was looking to make this bigger. I hate when I've got the words on the side. Unnecessary stuff. Okay, there we go. So hey, not that Lauren Marie. It is on Peacock.
Yes.
It's on Peacock.
I do know they're playing it on NBC, but it's only going to be like January 20th. They're playing the first two episodes. So you got to wait till the 20th if you don't have Peacock.
Oh, okay. And then they're going to advertise it and try to get people to buy Peacock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
NBC.
I wouldn't, I never want to buy a streaming service for just one show.
Yeah.
Ever.
I will say though, Peacock does have a lot of amazing other shows, movies. I watched Twister the other night, the new movie. They have a lot of good stuff on Peacock. Even
Yeah,
if
they
you're
do.
into college basketball, things like that, they do the basketball games, something my gram likes. So it's a good streaming service.
And they've got like the Traitors UK loaded and other countries too.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so if you happen to be a Traitors fan and you're debating on Peacock for just that, then that is for one show. At least they've got other countries,
Yes.
other English speaking countries.
Yes. Other ones you might have to download other ways and then probably get subtitles.
Right. Gosh, I used to try to watch Big Brother and other countries that were not
Really?
English. Yeah, Brazil was one, and then what was the other one? Somewhere over in the middle, or somewhere over in Eastern Europe. I cannot remember what country. Were
Wow.
hilarious, and all those people were way freakier and way angrier.
Oh my God.
So you
Who
didn't
would
know what
have
they were
thought?
saying, but you just heard him. You could see they were flirting and getting naked, and a
Doing
lot
their
of
thing.
anger and hitting inanimate objects and stuff.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm gonna have to look that up and just see.
Some crazy stuff has happened on those foreign ones, way crazier than the Americans.
Well, that makes me intrigued for the other traders then. That means those have to be good in these other countries. They have like 15 other countries that do traders, so
Yeah,
they got a
yeah.
lot.
Well, in general, like, because you watch some of the shows in the UK, they're a lot more lax on. Although with the Traitors, actually, the Traitors being on Peacock, they will cuss. They will let the F bomb fly and all of that, which I do like.
Yes.
Which I
Me
really do
too.
like. It's intrusive to get those beeps and stuff like that. So
Yeah, so don't watch around your kids or people that you don't want to hear a cuss.
right.
That's the only little thing.
So I am going to play a quick little 30-second intro of what Alan is saying as they basically are entering the property and all of those cars. Let's see, here we go. And then right after that, a super quick explanation of the game. And then Jackie and I will get into it.
Sounds good.
Come friend, come foe, come one, come all to the Highlands to see who lives and who falls. Jokers and fools, queens and kings, they'll take to the stage on invisible strings. For once in my castle their roles are assigned, their fates in the game forever entwined. Under cover of night, the traitors will slay. Can the faithful fight back or be their next prey? Till death do us part. Murder, treachery, secrets and lies. They'll all stop at nothing for the ultimate prize. From the meek to the fierce. Pawns to dictators. All are mere puppets in the world of the traitors.
And that was how the show began. And now Alan just does a very quick explanation of the rules.
Today, all of you arrived as equals. But before the day is done, I will have chosen the traitors. Under cover of darkness, these traitors will deceive, manipulate, and of course, murder. The rest of you will become the faithful. Your goal is simple: stay alive and banish the traitors. But why go through this harrowing game of bloodshed and betrayal? That one's easy to answer. $250,000 to be precise.
Yes.
But remember, players, if any traitors remain at the end of the game, they will take all of the prize money. The game is nigh. Followers, be gone!
Okay.
Woo!
There you have
If
it.
you're at my live, I just gifted 10 memberships, so that way we
Yes,
can
I see that. Let's see, we got the winners.
Yes, we got NJ, April, Taboo Topics, Cosmic Crazy, My Girl Sicilian Princess, BB Loves Honey Tea, Oregon Squirrel. That one, Chuck's Tooney, I have no idea. Glory
know.
B and Danielle Petoff.
I was hoping you knew because I was really curious.
I don't know that person, but welcome.
Right?
I know the
Welcome.
rest.
Chucksy? Chunksy Unksy?
So, unique name.
So that is how they entered and got the instructions explained to them. They added one new rule right there. Used to be that up until the very end, every time somebody was eliminated, they would have to say if they were a traitor or a faithful. But when they get to the final round, which how many? There's like 5 or 6 people in the final round. As people get eliminated, they are not going to be saying anymore if they are a faithful or a traitor. So I'm interested to see how that works.
Right? That was a throw for me too when he said that.
Yes. I had to listen to it 3 times. I was confused, and I'm still a little confused on it, but it's obvious it's just going to make it harder to know, but I guess
I think maybe it'll make the reunion a little bit more interesting because I don't think they're going to find out until they watch it as well. We'll have an idea of who the traitors are, clearly, but the players won't. So I think it's going to make the reunion a little bit more like, I can't believe that you did this to me, and here you were, a traitor the whole time, kind of a thing.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Right. Yeah, that's good to make it more interesting.
I'll have to find out for that, though.
When they pulled in, they were talking about how Brittany and Danielle from Big Brother are rivals because Brittany because Brittany basically was the deciding vote to get rid of Danielle and Reindeer Games.
Yep, you were talking about that too.
Yeah, so Brittany right away immediately ran to Danielle and was crying, and then Efron.
Did you notice too, Dylan? Yes, I was going to say Dylan. What Dylan had to say, yes.
Yes, I've got him listed as Efron in all of my notes because I couldn't think of the name Dylan through the first 2 episodes. Finally, by the 3rd episode, I got his name. But so if I call him Efron, that's why.
Listen, I had the same trouble. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kept forgetting his name. I just knew he was Zac Efron's brother.
Right?
And he actually felt that way, that he was like an oddball because no one knew him, and he had to introduce himself as, I'm Zac Efron's brother the
And
entire
he's
time.
also like a super fan of the reality competition shows, which was fun because um, he said he was super afraid of Tony from Survivor right off the bat.
Yes. Yes, that he was a cutthroat. I was like, oh,
Yes.
that's what Cooch said too.
Yep, extremely. But yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised to see that he was at least he's a huge reality TV fan, so he got like some points from me for that.
Yes, me
Um,
too.
oh, and then when they got there, did you notice how Gabby and Bella snubbed Tom?
Yes. Oh my God. She was like, do you know who that is? And they're like, Sandoval. And Gabby's like, I'm not going to go say hi to him. I was like,
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
girls. Yes.
I loved that too. Like, yes. And then Jeremy also was talking about his rivalry with Tony on Survivor and Winners at War. Uh, Jeremy left it
Yeah.
Tony's hand. I don't know why Jeremy was a tiny crybaby though, because Jeremy, I mean, yeah, maybe Tony crushed his dreams, but Jeremy had already won the game once. It was like a season of all winners.
Oh, see, he didn't see. That's what, like, I don't know Survivor, so he made it. He like touched my heart. He's like, he blindsided me. He hurt me. I'm like, oh, poor guy.
I'm
Now
sure
that
he
I
did.
know it was all winners, jeez, Jeremy.
Right. He already walked away with that cool $1 million.
Yes, and Caroline felt starstruck by all the Survivor castaways. She felt
Yes,
she was
she
like among
did.
legends.
But she also wanted Tony out immediately.
Yes, oh my gosh, yes. Well, she knows the game then, apparently. I like how the
Oh
two
my
Bobs connected too. Bob
I
Harper and
did
Bob the Drag
too.
Queen.
Yes.
Of course,
Yeah,
Dorinda was
I
like, "Oh my
enjoyed
God,
that
all the other
too.
housewives." She was so happy to see housewives.
um, oh yeah, and Zach, Efron, not Zach. Dylan had been watching Survivor. He said he was a 20-year fan, so he's basically been watching
Wow.
it since the first season,
Oh
almost.
my gosh. I mean, I saw the first season, but I haven't really seen much after that.
We used to have Survivor
So,
parties for like 30 seasons till I moved to Florida. My friends and I would have Survivor parties.
oh my gosh. See?
Crazy.
That sounds fun.
They were a lot of fun. We would take turns at each other's houses. And so one of us would cook dinner and each of us would bring at least one joint apiece. And there was like 5 or 6 of us that got together. So we'd eat good food and get really stoned and watch Survivor.
That, that's the way to do it.
Yes, it was great. Um, and then Alan arrived, and you heard how Alan. So this was all going on outside. They hadn't even entered the
Well,
house yet.
actually, before you go to that part, did you see where Danielle and Brittany came
Oh
together? And
yeah,
Brittany was like, my stomach dropped when Danielle came to me, and she kind of like apologized. And Danielle was like, listen, I can forgive, but I'm not going to forget. I was like, I'm with you there, girl. I'm with you.
Brittany apologized out of convenience because she knew that she kind of needed to play that game and not have that person targeting her. And then Danielle
Yes.
basically did the same thing, but it was like not a real.
Wasn't genuine. Yes.
Right. It was more apologies out of convenience of trying not to be each other's targets.
Yep. And then, of course, like you were saying, Alan made his grand entrance. I
Yep,
loved
on
it.
the horse through all of the I guess they call all these people the followers.
Yes. Or as they call them also, the creepy dudes in gold masks.
Yeah, the creepy dudes in gold masks. But he arrives and he dismisses the followers, and then one remained.
Yes, and they're all looking like, oh my God, that guy's just so creepy. Like, why is he just standing there? And then Alan calls them over. It's like, uh-oh. This was our first plot twist, guys.
Yes, it was. No, Kirsten. He got snubbed by the women in LA. They're about his age. By
Oh.
Bella and by Gabby. Or no,
Yes.
Chriselle. I think he ended up getting snubbed by half the people before the night was over.
Yes. I mean, he is a narcissist, in my opinion. I can't say it exactly that he is, but he is, in my opinion.
I agree, he is too.
Did
Fully. Fully.
you, I'll get to that comment when we get there about his photo. Oh my God, him in that
Oh,
photo.
yeah, I've got a thing. I took a little thing of that too. Hey, Miss Liability.
Hey.
Um, so then he reveals that Boston Rob is under the mask, and
Yes.
he gives everybody the first twist.
Yep. He says you can come shake my hand, and you can choose another player for Rob to be immediately eliminated from the castle. And he gives them a time limit. And everybody's kind of like antsy. Like Carolyn really wanted to go and eliminate Tony. She kind of looks at Jeremy at one point, and he's just like, but she was so antsy. She wanted Tony eliminated. She's known his history on Survivor and how he is.
But they
And
were
I'm
using the
shocked
word
that she didn't.
exiled. They weren't using the word eliminated, which was
You're
important that
right.
none of us caught.
Exile. Yes, I did not catch that. Yes.
But yeah, they were using the word. So if you shook his hand, then Rob stayed and you could get rid of anyone. And if you didn't shake his hand, then Rob was exiled. Oh, and Tony would have
Yes.
also, because when I went back and rewatched it, Tony also would have been exiled. He wouldn't have been eliminated. So Tony would have been back in those cages had they done that. And Tony would have
Yes.
been pissed off.
Oh my gosh,
So it's a
yes.
good thing that they didn't do that either, because it would have been worse for them.
But I also when no one shook the hand and they were like, "All right, you can just leave now." It's like obviously you didn't bring this guy all the way to Scotland for nothing. Give him a promo picture on the show to
No,
just kick
exactly.
him off.
Exactly. As soon as he left, I'm like, okay, how are they bringing him back? What capacity is he coming back in?
Yes.
I
Yes.
still hadn't connected the exiled word yet, but I knew he was coming back.
Yep.
um, then they go and start mingling, and Alan gets them prepared, lets them know that they're going to be doing traitor interviews soon. But oh, and Ian, they're walking in the house, and Ian stops at the picture of Andy Cohen and says, "Hi, Daddy Cohen."
Yeah, I love that. Did you hear too when she was like, I was so scared to be eliminated that like someone was gonna pick her to leave. She's like, I have all these wonderful outfits that no one's seen yet. I'm like, I know we're here for that.
I know it is tragic that she had to leave so soon without and the outfit that she went into. I agreed with her, poor woman.
Yes.
For her, that was heartbreaking, and for us. Oh, whoops! We
And
should.
then
I just gave a spoiler. Damn
it's okay. I kind of gave it the other way the other night too.
it.
But no one knew what I was talking about because I was on a panel talking about something else while watching Traitors. So they didn't know what I was. Oh my God, I can't believe it. So, but Tony, this is where Tony, Wells, Jeremy, and Caroline were all talking.
Yes.
And Tony was going like, I really want to be a faithful. And Caroline calls him out on his bullshit right away. And then we see Tony in the confessional, and he was like, Caroline is kind of like somebody I got to watch out for because I really don't want to be a faithful. I want to be a traitor. So she kind of was like a liability to him at that
Yep,
point.
she called him dangerous. And that is such her personality. That's really how she played the game of Survivor. She wasn't talking like that, she was biting her tongue. And
Oof.
she did like a lot of tongue biting on the guys that really got on her nerves and that she really wanted out. So she was either like all out like that, or she just like cold shouldered them.
Hey, Karen.
Hey, Cosmic. Hey, Kirsten.
Yeah, that was funny. And then Wells, who's like nothing to do with Survivor, he's like, what game are we playing here? Survivor. Okay, I'm out of here. I'll never be on that show. And he walks out. I
The
loved
Survivor
it.
players wake up and they ask how they can fuck up your day.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying.
And then this is where we see Mr. Griddle Sandoval. He goes into like the
Yep.
breakfast table area and he looks at his photo only. He doesn't look at everybody else's, just his. And he's like, ooh, that doesn't look good. I look like an inmate. You do. Maybe you should be
Right
in jail.
there. That's him looking at his photo. Yep.
Oh, girl, yes.
He looks very Hunchback of Notre Dame-ish, in my opinion.
He does. And he had to be so cool to wear his kilt because he's in Scotland, you know. He has
Yep.
this thing with kilts. I'm like,
I
come
did
on.
kind of like his kilt though, and I hated that
I
for me.
did. I
Hated
did
that for
too.
me.
It
Like,
was a nice
damn.
kilt.
And he does wear a kilt well, even though he's such a huge, disgusting
Douchebag.
jerk. But you know, so
As
does
my
Mel
boyfriend says,
Gibson.
an
He's also
HMO. What's an HMO? HMO.
what? HMO.
Oh, never mind. He's not allowed to talk. He's gonna get us canceled.
Oh.
He is kind of, he's metrosexual, we'll say.
Oh, okay. Oh, and I did like when Ian said
He is.
that people never that she gets paid to be beautiful and not for her brains. And so she keeps having to remind herself to activate her brain.
Yes.
That
Oh,
was
yes.
hilarious. She's so cute. But
I
yeah, then
know.
Tom hated his
I wish she
picture.
did activate her brain a little bit. We'll
She
get there.
did. She
I
did.
love
I
her.
liked her and Wells. So then we have Jeremy, Bella, Danielle, Tony, Bob the drag queen,
Mm-hmm.
Karen, Doris, and Brittany went to shoot the duck. What am I? What's my next? Shoot the duck. Oh, they all want to be. They want to shoot the duck. That's what I was thinking. I know what I'm doing.
They want to be traitors.
Yes, and Brittany said she doesn't want to be the duck; she wants to shoot the duck. So somehow or
Yes.
another, they
I
all
had
want
to
to
think
shoot
about that for a
the
second. I was like, I know what you're saying, but shoot the duck. I
duck.
mean, I get it.
And then Sandoval's like, "Nope, no way, I don't want to be a traitor." Alan asks him if he'd feel betrayed. This is hilarious because this was another snub. Alan asked Tom if he would feel betrayed by Alan if Alan made him a traitor. And Tom said, "Yes, I would feel betrayed." And and Alan replies,
Okay.
"Doesn't feel so nice, does it?"
I know. I was like, thank you, Alan. Like, of course,
Yes,
you would feel betrayed. Welcome to
another Tom
Ariana's world.
victory.
Thank you, Alan, for that one.
Right,
You're still my fave.
right. So yeah, so
Somebody
they were
had to
doing the
say it.
interviews, and those are the people that want to be traitors. Um, oh, whoops! I think I got ahead of myself on these pictures right here.
Yeah, but we go to the big table from
Yeah,
here where Alan goes around and he taps people's shoulders.
where's my table? I had it here.
It should be
All right.
before the
Anyway,
game.
yeah. So he goes to they go to the big table, and I've got the table pictured elsewhere. I think.
That's
Um,
okay.
and he walks around a few times, and he ends up tapping three people's shoulders.
Yep. We have Bob the drag queen, which he was like ready to be employee of the month, he said. And he was off to the races on this one. He was so down, which I loved seeing that for him.
Yep.
Because I could see like a RuPaul's Drag Race, they're all competitive. So I could see him like, I got my eye on the prize. Let's go.
Agree. And then also Carolyn, or no, I'm
Yep.
sorry, Danielle and Carolyn. Danielle was
Yes.
not a surprise. Carolyn
Yeah.
was a huge surprise, and it's going to be really interesting to see with Carolyn's personality how she does.
Yes.
Because,
And then with Danielle being a traitor, I'm like, oh my God, if she lets go of Brittany first, it kind of gives it away too. So
yep.
let's hope she can't get rid of Brittany first. There you go. There's your table.
Um, so as soon as they rip their masks off, Tom rips his off really quick.
Oh
Bob
my
gets
God.
mad because he says Tom's mad dogging him, staring at him all crazy eyed and
He
stuff.
was though. He said,
Yep.
I'm looking to see if anyone's emotions changed. And Bob's just like, what are you doing over there, mad dogging me? He's like, I have the chance to kill you just like you have the chance to kill me. Let's make that clear in his confessional. I loved that about Bob.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Figure out the stupid thing. There we go. Yeah, so um and then even at one point Carolyn told Tom that his eyes were scary. Um
Yes.
he responds, "Well, if you have nothing to hide, then they shouldn't be." Um
Yeah.
there was something else about somebody made a comment about his eyes too.
A lot of people, I felt like, noticed the way he
Yeah.
was just like looking like left, right, like just
Oh
looking at
yeah, because the
everybody.
ladies go outside. Chriselle and Gabby and Bella walk outside, and they talk about how his eyes were darting like that, all crazy and stuff
Oh my
too.
God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's
And then we're
see.
on
Oh,
to our first mission from there,
yes, and that's where these pictures come in.
which
They
I
had
love
to
this mission.
this, so they're in the Highlands, and they've got a dragon boat that they pull up to. How cool is that thing?
Right? So
And
cool.
they have to do is they have to get on that dragon boat, and you can kind of see out in the water the little squares. They have to go to each, everybody gets in the boat, and they have to go to each one of those. And Jackie, I'll let you explain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. They have five pontoons that they have to go to with barrels of gasoline and the money. And the money is what they need to really, I mean, they need the gas too, but the money is important because that's what makes it a bigger pot at the end of the game. And they have to then return to shore to light the thing around the shield, which is a big ring of fire, and everybody that's in the shield is protected. What they didn't know at that point is until they got in the boat into that first pontoon what was going to happen.
Right. Boy, were they in for a surprise because
Yes.
they found out that at each station they had to leave they found out right away they had to leave two people behind at the first fuel station. So if you leave two people behind, that means that those two people are going to be up for murder because they're not going to be able to make it into the shield at the end of the game. But if they
Yes.
don't leave two people behind, they can't go on to the next round where they collect $10,000 for each. They've got a chance to collect, I think, like 40 or 50 total, but they're like in 10,000 increments or something. That confused me a little bit, but
I think it was 50 and they only ended up getting 40. We'll get into that though.
right. So yeah, so basically, they ended up having to leave two people off at each one, which caused drama because nobody wanted to volunteer to be the ones to get off. Because if you got off, you could be eliminated. But then people also would start to suspect you of being a traitor if you just easily volunteered to get off, because they would assume you weren't afraid, so you might as well just help out and get off.
Yep.
So people couldn't decide what to do.
And you have to think
Was
fast. So, like at the first checkpoint, Robin sacrificed herself right away. She's
Yeah,
kind of
because
like
they were
that
on an hour and
personality.
15. They had an hour and 15 minute to hit each one. An hour and
Yes.
15 minute total on the clock. So they had to
And
make quick
then
decisions.
Chanel Ayan volunteered herself, and then that's what she said. She said, "I have an issue without like thinking before reacting," and she was just like, "Yeah, of course I'll go with Robin too." At that point, and not thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm not going to get the shields." She wasn't thinking, and that was like, "Oh,
Right.
girl."
She was going to
a little
support her
bit.
fellow housewife.
Yes. And then the
Yep.
next one was
2 other
Dorinda
housewives.
and Dolores. They sacrificed themselves.
Yep. And
And as the
Dorinda.
boat's leaving, Dolores was like, "Oh my God, are they going to think we're traitors because we were so willing to give it up, like get off the boat?" And Dorinda's like, "Being generous gets you nowhere. It never works."
Right. And Dorinda didn't really want to do it to begin with, but she just agreed because she wanted to just pitch in and was thinking that everybody else would also be giving their 100% to get, the prize. And she just wanted to be,
Yep.
do her part for the team. And she did make that pretty clear, I thought.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Me too.
Um, so they, after Dorinda and Dolores, the next off,
Was Bob, and then none of the men wanted to sacrifice themselves.
right, Bob the drag queen
So,
got mad and was started
yeah.
yelling at the men that none of them were sacrificing themselves because they were like, "Put 2 more women out, put 2 more women out. The women gotta go."
Yeah, because I thought for whatever reason that the men were the strongest to row a boat, but the less people you have on the boat, the easier it gets. So it's like your theory was not working. But
They
that's
didn't. They
that's
definitely
men.
didn't need all men to row the boat.
No.
They just
And
needed to
so
be
it ended
in
up being
unison.
Danielle that
As
volunteered.
Brittany said, Brittany, I think, made a comment that they looked like an octopus that had just got stabbed the way they were rowing
Yes.
the
Yes. Yep.
boat. Those are the kind of comments she's known for. She's so funny. And then so it was Bob Q, and then
The
Danielle
fourth trick
finally
question.
agreed that
Yeah.
she would go ahead and stay with Bob the drag queen. Um,
Yes. Yeah.
Neither one of them knew at this point that the other one was a traitor. So they just sat
Yeah.
out there lying to each other about being faithfuls, and that was fun.
Oh, that was fun to see.
um, the last off was finally 2 men went, but it was Bob Harper and then Sam, Brittany's ex, Brittany Spears' ex.
Yes. The ladies loved that he was, well, they hated the fact that he was Britney Spears' ex. Like, oh my God, that's Britney Spears' ex the whole time, too. I love that about it.
I know.
You can't do our girl Britney wrong.
I just want to cut that hair off his front of his face. Ugh.
But this is
Um,
also, they realized too that they had missed a pontoon at that point after they were starting to row back to shore.
they didn't realize they missed it. They all decided they sat out there and said, "Who's going to volunteer for the last one?" After Bob and Danielle, and all of
Yes.
them were like, "I'm not volunteering. I'm not volunteering. I'm not volunteering." So they were just like, "Fuck it, let's go back." And they
Yep.
had at that point there was 40 minutes on the clock, but when they got back, they still had another 20 minutes to go when they lit that ring. Um,
Plenty of time, in my opinion.
yeah.
Dorinda was pissed. She was pissed. And I don't blame
Yep.
her.
I don't either. So yeah, they got back, they lit the ring, they partied, and while they're partying, all the people that were left on these little rafts with that had to be left at each station are all still out there. They can hear them yelling and screaming and partying. They see the fire. Whoops. Um, they see the fire and they're just like, well, I guess they got back.
Yeah. They didn't
And
realize, though, like, did they get everything?
right at that point, they had no idea that they hadn't gotten everything. So they ended up leaving the rest stranded for, I guess it seemed like quite some time because by the time the rest got back, a lot of the food was gone. Like those people did not even
Yes.
care. There were still 8 people that had to be fed, and those people did not care.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, wow. You know that there's other people waiting to come back and you're just eating everything.
I mean, there was enough left, like for maybe, like in some of those, like maybe 2 people at the most, and some there was nothing left. Like,
Yeah. And when
Um,
Dorinda comes back to the castle, she was just
yeah,
PO'd.
she just wanted to come back and sit and have a family meal. She just wanted to sit down and have a nice meal with everyone. And instead, she comes back and there's no food. And then, holy freaking cow, she finds out that there was money left behind.
Yep. Why didn't you go for that fifth boat?
Yep. um, she got mad that nobody made the effort. She wouldn't have made any kind of effort if everyone wasn't going to do it. She was arguing with Ivor. He was calling her a traitor.
Oh
Oh, and then
yes.
Ivan Ivor, whatever his name is, he was then telling Tom he thought she was a traitor.
Yep.
Oh, let's see. Oh, and then I guess the
You were
traitor
saying I didn't even see you move. You didn't even remotely move, Dorinda.
right.
She's like, I put myself out there to be murdered tonight. Oh,
He's
it
like,
was
well, yeah,
great.
that can make you a traitor. Well, I'm not a traitor.
It was great. Classic Dorinda style.
It was very classic Dorinda, and oh my goodness, it was especially when she just said she wanted to go back and just have a family meal. I'm like, oh my god, this is so Dorinda. Like,
Yes.
this is not the Real Housewives. We don't like. They're not going back and making kumbaya.
No, not at all.
So funny.
And while they were all arguing, this is where Alan goes into the deep forest.
Yep. Oh, Cosmic, welcome back, and we are just ending episode 1.
Ooh, hello,
So
hello.
perfect timing to come back.
Yes. And
Yep. So Alan then
Cosmic,
goes deep into the
you got
forest.
a membership on my channel too.
Oh, that's right. You did just win membership on Jackie's on Sunshineries.
Yeah, so Alan's now in the deep forest. And this is where we get to see Boston Rob again.
Yep. So Boston Rob. So Alan's in the forest, and the creepy men in with the gold masks bring back somebody who's covered, and of course we all know it's Boston Rob. He reveals
Yeah.
himself. It's Boston Rob, and Alan tells him that he's going to be admitted into the game as a traitor.
Yes. And then locks him in a cage.
Yes, and locks him and gets locked in one of those cages, the far right one.
And then this is where we get another surprise.
We find out that there's 2 other people also in those cages, but we have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
And the episode ends.
Yes. That's where I was like, oh my god, next one, start,
Yep.
go.
I don't think you can see any bodies in this picture, but there should have been 3 bodies in these cages. In this picture
I
I took off
wondered,
my TV set, right?
right? I was wondering if they had to stay there all night too. Can you imagine having to stay in those cages all night? I
I
highly
don't
doubt
think they
it,
even
but
stay in the house all night. I think they go to a hotel every night.
really?
Yeah, I don't think they spend the night there.
I mean, if I was Alan, I wouldn't want them in my house either. But you know,
They just never really show any like legit nighttime stuff going on.
no.
Everything that they show, like when they act like they're busy doing their nighttime routines and stuff, is all stuff that you can tell was like pre-recorded.
Which would make it interesting too if they did stay there, because like usually three, the traders usually go at night to figure out who they're going to eliminate.
Yep.
So like I can imagine people like trying to peek out the window, like, who is it? Who is it? So that's
They
why I
try to
always
kind of
thought
make
maybe
it
they
with
stayed
editing,
there.
like people are like hearing stuff and
Yeah,
scared and wondering, but it's just all music and editing.
of course. That's what they always do to us.
So
Kind of
then
love
we come back and we've got episode 2.
Yes.
Let's see. So they all no, nobody got eliminated.
Not the
Oh,
first
wait, did they
episode.
meet up that? Oh, so the traitors At this point, is this where they're meeting? No. Yeah, okay. So the Traitors, that's right. The Traitors did meet up at the very end also of the
Yes.
first episode.
Yes.
And then the new one starts and you see the cages and they reveal right away who's in the other two cages.
Yes. Wes from the
The challenge.
challenge. I think he was Road Rules, or I could be wrong
I
originally,
think he
but
came from Road Rules also, but I'm not positive.
yeah. He
But
also did
yeah, he's
House of Villains. Oh
a
my gosh, and he
powerhouse
won.
challenger.
Yes. He's good. He's a good competitor.
And then Derek from Big Brother, who also is one of the best Big Brother players.
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
Derek and Tony have something in common. They are both police officers.
Oh, and Jeremy's a firefighter.
Yeah.
That's crazy and awesome at the same time.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that about Derek. I knew who
Um,
Derek was though, and I don't really watch Big Brother, but I knew him from other shows.
okay.
But Alan tells them too that they're both going to be playing as faithfuls, which they don't know that Alan's already told Rob that he's going to be a traitor,
Right. They
which
have
was
no idea.
interesting too. Yeah.
I like how
So
Derek sussed that out at one point, and Derek's like, I need to keep my eye on these two because I know out of the three of us, one of us is for sure a traitor, and it's not me, basically.
yes,
So
I
I liked
love
that a
that.
lot.
Yes, smart.
Um, and then Danielle and Carolyn were up in the Traitors Tower, I guess, sort of arguing. I didn't like Danielle's cockiness at all. This is the point she started getting on my nerves, like, because I agreed wholeheartedly with Carolyn wanting to save Dorinda in the situation, but they were arguing
Yeah,
because Daniel was like, you got to play 20 steps ahead, and Carolyn's like, you've never played this game. How do you know what you got to do? And blah blah blah. And so
yeah,
basically, Caroline's argument for not getting rid of Dorinda is because Dorinda makes a good shield. You keep Dorinda there with her personality and attitude, and there's always going to be people coming for her whenever they do the banishment ceremonies.
yes,
She's a perfect target, and I agreed fully with Carolyn, and I did not agree with Danielle on that decision. I was
yeah.
disappointed that they ended up. Well, I guess it's already
Especially
more than
after the argument that had just happened, it would have been perfect to keep Dorinda because people already had eyes.
exactly, exactly. And so as they're discussing it, you don't know what they're going to do, but they do end up um, getting rid of Dorinda. So she is the
Yeah,
first to go.
yeah. And that's when they do the breakfast in the morning, and we see that Dorinda is not there, and she gets
Oh
the
yeah,
axe, and
that's right.
Robin
After
is
that,
the last to walk in. Yeah. Someone was like, "Oh wow, they murdered Dorinda. I'm not surprised." That's what Robin said as she walked in.
right?
It's like, oh, we're not gonna have a good season with the housewives. That's how I see it. We're just the housewives. Just they're gonna be eliminated first. That's how I
right.
see it.
That's right. Before Dorinda walks in, Tony said Dorinda was over the top and angry. Um, he started asking everybody who they thought was a murderer, and nobody answered. So then, or who was murdered, and then he said he thought Dorinda was a traitor and that she scares him.
Yeah, yeah,
And then finally, as the last crew comes in, it's not Dorinda. From the looks of it, they make it like Bob and Danielle acted the most shocked, which was also stupidly annoying. Like, you guys are
yes.
shitty traitors. Come on.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Danielle is just, ugh. Bob's not that great either. And they both think that they're like running shit. Um,
It
so
might
yeah, Dorinda
backfire
in
in
her
their
confessional.
plan.
What?
It might backfire in their plan, especially how bad of actors they are.
Right, for real. I did like Dorinda in the confessional. She did make a comment about how she just wanted to make things nice. Like, yes,
Well,
thank you for
that's
being
what she
nice.
always wants to do, but she always has different ulterior motives.
She wants to make it nice, but then forgets that she's going to get pissed off at people anyway.
Yes.
She's gonna start screaming at somebody.
Yes. Huh. That's when we go to our second mission.
Our second
Or
what?
the second where they're at the forest with
Oh, yeah,
Alan.
I got some pictures. Oh, wait, I did. I got pictures though of Tom profusely sweating. I had to. I got
Yes.
another one. Look at
Dude,
that.
he needs some like Lumini or whatever that brand is.
Lume or Lumi.
Sponsor
Yeah,
Tom
that one.
Sandoval.
We also got our first introduction to
Lala.
Lala was in the confessional.
Yes, matching Alan, of course. I love the doggy.
There we go. There's the comp
Dun
in the
dun
forest.
dun.
So, whoops, I want to go back just a hair right there. Because if you guys see those little red things, that's part of where they had to put a bunch of coins in to lower the
Mm,
cages.
yes. They had to untangle bags of coins, deposit them into boxes. Each deposit lowered the new player down into the game little by little.
Right.
It was very interesting to see.
It was. They got Rob first, I guess, because they're all trying to kiss Rob's ass since they like exiled him. So they
Right?
got all Rob's coins filled first, and then Derek pretty shortly after, but Wes was last. I don't know why they didn't show Wes any love for like ever. That was
Well,
crazy.
because I mean, he is known for being a villain on the challenges and things like that. So I can see that, but he's also a really good competitor. Like he would be good at all of these different competitions, even like strategic challenges. He's really good at it. That's what he
Yep.
does on MTV. He does all of these challenges. Like
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
wanted him. I would have wanted him. Though he's an asshole, but you know,
Derek is also really good at the strategy part. I
he
think Rob
is.
is too, but Rob's just really good muscle and he's good at getting people to always want to be in his light.
Speaking of going back to the way beginning, do you remember when Caroline, the handshake thing with Alan? Caroline even said, Rob's like the best survivor player ever. And I was like, Cooch did say that. Cooch did say that, though we found out like he's not really, like he didn't win a lot of survivor games, but he is known to be the best. And it was made
Right.
clear.
Yeah, Tony's won more than him, but Rob's known. Just in
As
my
the best.
opinion, Rob's better.
Well, we got confirmation from Caroline. She felt the same way.
That's right.
I noticed that. And I was like, oh, Cooch is so right. She knows these people. Because I don't know anybody from the Survivor show. So I'm relying on you, girl. And I know you know your players. Like,
They are
I know
all
my
fully
Bravo
acting like
people.
themselves. They're all fully.
Well, that's good.
As much as the housewives, and we can tell they're acting like themselves, so are these people.
Yeah.
Let's see, where are we? Oh wait, there was Lala. We just passed her. Jeremy suspects that either. Oh, wait.
I like that Wes recognized most of the people from Survivor, but he had no, like, who, he had to assume that other people were housewives because he doesn't know. So
Right.
he's a fan of Survivor too. I mean, it's a competition show. Probably wished he could be on Survivor.
Right. Well, the challenge
But
is harder than Survivor. Well, not necessarily in different
yes.
ways, but
Yes,
competitions
yes.
are harder. But the lack of food probably makes the challenge harder. Or I'm sorry, the Survivor harder.
Yes.
So
And
to get back, oh, what?
once they got all three people down, Alan did reveal to them that they won't be able to be voted out of the game this week, those three.
Oh, right. They've got safety for the next
Yes.
round table.
Yep. Which I thought that was very strategic or sneaky in Alan's part.
Agree. I like that. So they can't use that as an easy out to
Yep.
get rid of somebody. And then they go back to the house and they just start talking about I guess what they're gonna, possibly do at the round table, and Jeremy is saying that he suspects either Bob the drag queen, and Robin says no way on Bob the drag queen and suggests that it's Wells because she reads people so well.
Yeah. Okay, Robin.
And then we had Danielle telling Dylan Efron she knows for sure a housewife is a traitor. Efron.
Yeah.
Oh, and then he says he trusts Danielle the most. Dylan Efron says that.
Wow. Yes, I do remember that. I know like a lot of people wanted to target the housewives, like thinking like either go for Dolores or Chanel getting the votes.
Right. I
Which
think it was just easy.
it is. Makes sense. Like you already got rid of Dorinda, like they're thinking that the housewives are gonna have an alliance like last year kind of a thing. So let's kind of eliminate it before it happens. Maybe that's what
Meanwhile,
they're
you got really
thinking.
strong players like survivors.
Right. Or like
Really, well,
Sandoval.
there's survivors in the game, really?
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm lost in my notes. Okay, here we go. Um, Wells ends up becoming suspicious of Robin
Mm.
because she was defending the traitor's decision. Robin and Wells get into a little bit of an argument because Wells said that it was really stupid to eliminate Dorinda, and Robin said that she thought it was really smart to eliminate Dorinda. So they both decided that the other one must be a traitor because of their point of view.
Yes.
Both
That was
wrong.
hilarious.
Yes.
I
And let's see.
think this is when we almost get to the round table,
Oh yeah, that
which
was
is like,
before the comp. I've got so many notes just about these conversations. Like I've typed out. I've put down
oh,
too
me
much.
too.
Okay, let's see. Roundtable notes, bottom
Well,
plots.
we had 3 episodes. It was a
That's
lot.
right. So yeah, the roundtable starts, and right away, Bob the drag queen decides to say, "Well, people have been coming to me and saying that it's Wells." He's the first one to speak, and he throws Wells' name out under the guise of, "All these people have come to me and told me that they think it's Wells."
I love how he's like chaos.
Right? Agents of chaos.
Yes.
um,
That's when Wells puts Robin in the spotlight again because they're already thinking that they're traitors to each
yep.
other. How he was suspicious, how she reacted to Dorinda's murder, and people agreed. But
Yep.
Robin seemed to be like completely unbothered by that. And it was like, okay,
I know.
someone threw out Sandoval. Someone threw
He
out
pulled the
Sandoval.
mask
That made me
off.
so happy.
Right. And then Tom's bragging about how he pulled his mask off first, and Chriselle and Jeremy were acting strange. Chriselle says, no, it's personal. You just don't like that I'm friends with Ariana, so fuck off. She didn't say fuck off.
Yes, that was my favorite.
Yes, that was the best.
He's really gonna get hit hard. He thinks who he is, but he
Right.
doesn't realize people like Ariana a lot more.
And then Sierra says Ivor's name, and Dolores agrees on Ivor.
Yeah,
Danielle speaks up and says, we all think it's a housewife," and she calls out Robin and Dolores.
yeah.
Um, oh, and then Efron goes back to Robin. Oh, and then they all reveal their votes, and I've got them all listed, but
Ooh.
basically, do you want me to read through all of them, or we don't have to?
Yeah, it pretty much came down to like what Wells and Robin.
Yeah, we've got Nikki v. Ian. Nikki voted Ian. Sam voted Wells. Ivor voted Dolores. Ian voted Tony. Bob voted Ire. Dolores. Looks like Dolores, Robin, Wells, Chriselle, Wells, Jeremy, Ivor. It looks like 3 Ivors, a Tony, a Tom, a
Love
Jeremy,
them.
few Robins. 1, 2, 3 Robins. A Sam. How many Wells? 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like he went home with 4 votes. Holy shit!
I won.
Jeremy
Yes.
wait, Ivor. Wait, Wells voted Robin. Daniel voted Robin. Tony Doris. Jeremy voted Wells. Tony voted Wells. Robin voted Wells. Carolyn.
Carolyn
Yep.
voted
He
well.
went home with 4 votes. Holy shit.
That was close.
It
Yeah, I
was
didn't
really
realize how close it
close.
was.
So Robin got 3 votes. He got 4. And then I think Ivor also got 3 votes.
Oh,
No, he got
wow.
2 votes.
I was going to say, I didn't realize that. Is it because they don't know him? Like, I mean, I don't really know Ivor either, but like, why Ivor? Because he had that huge discussion with Dorinda, like that blow up.
I didn't like him because of his all let's keep all the men and get rid of the women.
Yeah, that was, yeah. I didn't like that either.
But then they banish Wells, and Wells tells everybody he is not a traitor.
He's a faithful.
Oh, and then also they get to the new people that came into the game. Rob, Wes, and Derek get to give a shield. Each get to give a shield to a player, and they had to wait until after the round table ceremony. So
Yes.
they banish Wells, and then they're all trying to walk around and trying to figure out who they want to give their little thingies to, their shields.
Yep. And that's where the alliances are forming, at least that from what we can see.
Yep. We've got let's see. Wes gave it to Wes asked Rob
Jeremy.
wait, Wes would have done Wells. Oh wait, Rob asked Wes. Okay, no. So Tony got the shield from Rob. Derek picks Dylan, and Wes picked Jeremy.
Yeah. Note how it seemed like all the Survivor players were all
Yeah.
in lockstep. It was nice.
And then Derek. Well, Dylan's not Survivor, but
yeah.
Tony and Jeremy.
Yeah.
Dylan though is Survivor adjacent, like he wishes he was.
And well, Rob's a Survivor player, and Wes loved Survivor, and Derek or Dylan loved Survivor, so you know.
Right. And then at the very end, they have a shot of the people going back in, the traitors going back into the tower, and they find out that they get to meet Rob and find out that he's also a traitor. Hey, Taboo Tiger.
Yes.
Hey, Sweets.
Hey, Sweets. Yeah, that was fun. When they showed 4 people up there, I was like, oh my God, 4 traitors this season? Like, that's crazy. Because usually if they have to get rid of a traitor, they have to then bring in another traitor. So is it going to be 4 for the entire time? Or is a traitor going to be found out? Like,
I'm wondering that too. Like, how long will they keep up with 4? Will they replace it? Or, when, what? Yep. I wonder that too.
It'll be interesting to see for sure.
Let's see. I think I got a few pictures of the end of episode 2. Rob.
There's Rob.
Oh, that was Rob looking at how that was the look Rob was giving when he realized he was going to have to put work in to save his idiot fellow traitors.
Darn, Rob.
It's just that big sigh, like, ugh. Crack me up. There's the table, the round table. That's the picture I wanted to show. Let's see. We are on to episode 3. Why is this?
Yes, on to our 3rd episode.
Yep, finally on to the 3rd episode.
They're so good. Oh my gosh, I'm still.
Stop right there.
This, if you don't like clowns, beware.
Right. If you have a fear of
Just throw
clowns,
that out there.
this may not be the best episode for you.
Yeah.
But we basically go into the start of this episode with the other three traitors being super shocked to see Rob as the fourth traitor.
Yes.
The backwards hat of Rob's annoys the crap out of Bob the drag queen, and I do not blame him.
I know.
Rob likes to brag. He's been wearing that fashion since 1987, and Bob the drag queen knows it.
Well, even in the beginning, Bob, like when Bob the drag queen saw Rob when he got unveiled during the whole opening scene, he was like, "Oh, he can leave with that ugly ass hat." I was
Right,
like,
the hat.
"Yes."
It's been a problem for each episode, and I love it. It's definitely against the rules for the fashion police. She is committing a hat crime.
Yes. Hey, but you know, some people gotta wear a hat. Maybe they don't like what's underneath their hat.
Right?
At least men can do it. Women can't do that too often.
Let's see. They're all excited to murder, and then Rob tells the confessional he's not excited. Oh, he tells in the confessional that he wasn't really excited to see the other traitors because they couldn't be more different.
Yes.
And then they all talk about the people that have the shields so that they know the people with the shields are off the table.
Yeah. I know
Bob,
Danielle said she felt relieved that she had another on her side too.
yeah. Yeah, she liked that too. And Karen was kind of happy too.
Yeah. But it came down, of course, to these Bravo celebrities that they're coming down to. They want to kill everybody.
I know.
It was either Chanel, Dolores, or Sandoval. And I'm like, Sandoval, Sandoval the whole time.
I know.
At least go out the second time. Nah.
Bob wanted Dolores murdered because it would alienate Robin, or Ian, because nobody would ever want Ian, and that would cause a lot of confusion. Then the ladies say they do not want to vote for a housewife. Bob's like, it's literally flawless, and I will hear no other answers.
Yes.
So they discuss Tom and say that Chriselle would get blamed. Carolyn says Brittany, and then Danielle says no because they'll pin it on her.
Yeah. Playing smart there, at least.
Yep. I think then they end up deciding that, like she said, between Tom, Ian, and Dolores.
Yep.
And yeah, I was hoping it was Tom too. Of those three for sure. And I was surprised that it ended up being Ian.
Yeah, me too. I know Dolores described the game as housewife hunters to Robin.
Yep, she sure did.
And Robin was just like, hard on the housewives, hard on for the housewives, that they had a hard on for the housewives. It's like, yeah, well, last season the housewives really had an alliance, and it was really shown, and I think that really didn't help.
Right. Hey, Sarah, it's Sunshinery.
Hey. I was so mad to see Ion
I was
go.
too.
Beautiful fashion statements.
I was too. So yeah, so they all enter the
Post
room.
those on IG for us.
They all enter, and then Ian is the one who does not come in at the very end. But before that, was this the episode? Oh my gosh, the Danielle is there acting all. Danielle was acting suspicious as crap at the breakfast.
She was trying to give her Oscar-winning performance at the breakfast table.
Oh my god, she was awful. I forgot that she pulled this crap before too. Like, she was really good in her when she played the game, but she's let it all get her so damn cocky. I think she was kind of cocky in reindeer games too. Danielle.
She really thought she was like raising suspicious. Like, I'm being theatrical and oh my god, like
Right.
she thought she was
Her and
being
Bob,
good.
her and Bob both think that they're like literally running things, and everybody is suspicious of them.
Yeah,
Or at least, a good, a few people are suspicious of each of them enough that they're not running crap, and too
yeah.
funny.
Dylan Efron felt like Bob the drag queen did way too much at the round table. It was like, you're on the right track there, buddy.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I think
Oh yeah,
he assembled
Danielle
a
was in
group
the
of
confessional.
people.
She called herself the Queen Traitor.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's right, because I'm like, oh, come on, stop. You're
Yeah.
about to be the Joker traitor soon, Danielle. Stop.
Dylan, though, he like assembled a group of people and
Oh
putting out
yeah.
his theories, which was awesome to see.
Yes, he did. Where were my notes on
But
that?
the only issue was he did tell his theory though to Boston Rob.
Right, they sat in that room. That's right. Here
Yeah.
it is. They're all excited to murder the Rob tells. Wait, no, is that where Bob was? Nope. Okay, now I've got that further down. Yeah, they were all in that thing, and that was after the competition, though. I think because I think I might have taken a picture.
No, it was right before the competition.
Oh, well, okay. I just can't. I'm
That
lost in my notes.
don't worry. We had 3 episodes.
Okay, here we are. I'm almost done with breakfast. Okay, she's mad. They show the tower. They agree. Okay. So yeah, as Ian is eliminated, then they go back to the Shat Tower and show how the decision was made that it was Ian. And Alan made a really funny joke. He said, "Poor Ian, now a real housewife of Dubai Bye."
Yeah, yes. Forgot about that. Oh my god, yes.
No, real housewife of Dubai Bye. That was really funny.
Oh,
He cracks me up.
oh, he's so good. His poem still got me. Like, I loved his poem.
I know.
I created the AI song. I was like, Coach, I created an AI song from his poem. She's like, I have the poem too. I was like, oh my god, it was just so good. I don't know if he thinks he's like off the top of his head, but like he's awesome. I don't know.
I
I
know.
need to learn
I
more
know.
about Alan.
He is. I finally found my notes on him sitting down with them. It was the group was Bob Harper, Jeremy, Nikki, Gabby, and Rob. Um he was super excited that Rob was there because he really especially wanted Rob to hear the stuff. And said he's
Yes.
the closest of anybody to finding a traitor. Um then he puts his theories on it being Bob the drag queen or Robin. Um
Mm-hmm.
and
He's
yeah, that's
correct.
basically it.
Yeah.
Now the prize pot sits at $35,000 as they head over to this third mission, which involves scary clowns.
Or AKA as Alan says, the fun house.
Yes, the Funhouse competition. So these are some pictures. Oh wait, that's not a picture. There was screams coming out of that coffin.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now I've got breakfast pictures. I really did a crappy job of organizing my pictures. Whatever.
Oh, it's okay.
But these are just pictures from the Funhouse competition. A little bit scary, bunch of scary clowns and stuff. They basically had to there was a bunch of doors that they had to pick. It was split up into like 6 sections, and each door either a clown came out and stabbed a balloon, or you got to move into the next section. Each balloon had $2,000 in it, and at the end, you won the money of all of the however many balloons you were able to get to the very end, you won all of that money. But each
Yeah.
section has 4 different doors, and there were 6 sections, so that made room for a ton of mistakes if it took every single person left in there to use every single door, then they might not even make it to the end.
Yep.
Because there's like way more doors than there are contestants in the game.
Yes.
So they each had to sit on. Let me go back. They each had to pick a There it is, right there. When they came in, Alan told them each to pick a star to stand on, two per star. And
Yep.
so whoever they were on the star with ended up being their partner as they entered into the competition.
At least you had someone as a partner with those scary clowns, man.
Oh my God, right? Because the clowns
Holding
would
sharp objects. Nonetheless.
they had all these gold balloons, and the clowns, if the clowns were on the other side of the door, they stabbed the balloon.
Yeah. At least
Um
I'm not terrified of clowns, but I know a lot of people are.
Yeah, I'm not. It was kind of funny because Carolyn was so hilarious. She said, clowns are so cool. I don't know why anybody is afraid of, or she said, nobody's afraid of clowns. Or something. It was really funny because she was serious. She wasn't even being sarcastic
Yeah.
when she was talking about that.
And the first team to make it through the fun house would win a shield too.
Yes, if you actually, the first one that made it through the very end door to the end, each one would get a shield.
Yeah.
So, one of the rooms you can see that's an overlook of some of them. I couldn't fit on camera all of them, but as you get into that fourth one, you can see that there's a ton of foam in that one, and there's a speaker. So they have to describe each door that they're picking, and then the people that are outside listening have to use memory recall and not pick the same door the others picked if a clown came out and their balloon got popped.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It was crazy. So you can kind of see him in the first one right now. Um, there's one of the clowns coming out the door. They all basically look the same. There's the balloon stabby thing.
They're so
They're
creepy.
pretty
The
shiny,
gold mask too.
right? And there's Tom getting his balloon stabbed.
Yeah, so scared.
Look, he's scared. Derek getting his stabbed. But
Love it.
whoops.
Yeah, and
Thank you, the Thorn,
not a
for the
single group made it through the fun house.
right. Not a single group made it through at the end. They won $0. Not a single
I
penny.
couldn't believe that.
I couldn't either.
What Alan said, my fun house was not a barrel of laughs for you to the players. Nope.
Not at all.
The car ride though was interesting back to the mansion after the mission.
Yes, they started talking game on the way back.
Jeremy was talking to he felt like Danielle was a traitor. And I was like, You're going there, Jeremy, you're good. And he was on the money for that.
Yeah,
But he didn't know about that.
He called her out for her fake crying. That was amazing.
Yes.
That was good. And then Gabby and Nikki were also in that car. Let's see, that was Jeremy in the car. Tony is sus of Bob, and Jeremy is sus of Danielle. Bob Harper. Wait a minute. Yeah, Bob Harper.
No, Bob the drag queen was in that
Tony
one.
is sus of Bob Harper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jeremy is sus of Danielle. Bob the drag queen was in the car along with Gabby and Nikki also. And then Bob runs back and tells Danielle right away.
Yes. Like he ran into the house to find Danielle. It's like,
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if you couldn't find her quick enough.
It's like that makes it look suspicious too. I don't think you're thinking that, but
And that's right. Jeremy had also said something to Carolyn earlier about it. So Carolyn ends up joining the conversation and confirms that Jeremy, yes, in fact, was suspicious of Danielle. And Danielle's like all confused. Like, how could they be suspicious of Queen Traitor?
Yep.
um,
She's not that good at faking.
Oh, and then Nikki and Chriselle and Gabby all decide they think it's Tony, and they also made an alliance name for the three women. They said that since they all have big doe eyes, they're calling themselves the Bambis.
Yes. I love that.
I do too. Very cute.
We'll see how well the alliance goes.
Yeah, right. Let's see. Jeremy, Wes, and Dylan talk. Jeremy says it's not Robin and not Bob the drag queen. Starting to suspect Dylan. Then Jeremy tells Bob the drag queen they are coming after him and tells him that it's Dylan Efron that's coming after him.
Yes. It didn't end well.
And then Bob, of course, wants to immediately run to Efron because that's what Bob the drag queen does. And Jeremy's like, no, don't do that. But Bob does it anyway. And so
he's like, you're misguided. You should be, your drag name should be misguided.
That's the best. You're so misguided. Your drag queen name should be misguided.
I loved it.
That was at the round table. It was amazing.
Oh, thank you, the Thorn. Thank you so much for the super chat. Give Alan Cummins back to us, by the way. Hey, ladies. We will not. Alan is ours.
Yep. So Tony's super nervous going into the round table. Jeremy is thinking Danielle. Rob is scared they will lose a traitor, and he's not thrilled that he's going to have to do work to save them, but he will.
Yes.
And the round table begins. This time, Dylan Efron starts with his theory about Wells, saying that Wells was a faithful, and because Bob the drag queen and Robin were so strong about Wells being a traitor, that they must be traitors. Of course, then Bob denies it and says that the name Wells came from other people, not him. Robin says that they're barking up the wrong tree. No way, Robin and Bob, the drag queen, are traitors.
Yeah, okay.
And then she insinuates it could be Robin. Then insinuates it could be Dylan Efron is a traitor, and Dylan says, "No, it's you." Basically the same stuff as earlier. Gabby then says Bob the drag queen is a good faithful.
Yes.
It's like Bob's doing a better job than Danielle, which is weird.
But a lot of players agreed with her too.
They did.
I was shocked to see that. And then is that where Rob delivered like Tony's final blow that he like gave the shield?
They're talking about Bob Harper a little bit, and then let's see. Tony says Bob because Tony thinks it's Bob Harper, so he starts speaking up about Bob. And then Bob thinks it's Tony, and then Jeremy sticks up for Tony. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Okay, so is that when Rob? No, that's not yet. Then Efron. Let's see, Efron tells Efron he's misguided. Okay, then we've got the misguided comment, and then Rob speaks up and says that he gave Tony the shield yesterday, and since then, Tony has not spoken a single word to him, and that's suspicious.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, it is suspicious. It's very suspicious. I agree. Why haven't you spoken a single word to somebody who just did something like so incredibly nice? Like they gave you safety for another day. You're going to ignore them?
But that was like that final blow though made everybody really then suspicious of Tony, which I don't blame.
It did, because Tony got a ton of votes. Because
Yeah.
then they end up voting right after that. And we've got Derek, Tom, Chriselle, Brittany, Sierra, Carolyn, Sam, Ivor, Rob, Bob H., Dolores, Danielle, and Gabby all voted Tony out.
And
Oh,
he
wait,
went
Ivor didn't. He
packing.
voted Robin. Only a few
Totally out.
voted. Tony voted Bob H., but then. Oh, and Dylan voted Bob Q. Otherwise, it
Bob
was pretty much
Q.
Tony.
Yeah.
So then Tony gets called up to the front of the class.
Oh my God, he was so emotional.
No, it was.
It was fun to see though.
He's generally not emotional. I was kind of giggling. It was kind of
He
funny.
he he went after Boston Rob though. He was like so emotional. He's like the only person he went after was like Boston Rob the entire time. But it's like, but you were the one. He gave you a shield. You should have been thankful. Like he saved your butt.
Yeah.
You're a
He called
sellout,
Rob a
bro.
sellout.
Oh, I was dying.
Oh my goodness.
It's gonna be a good season this season.
So then the traitors go up to the murder tower, and there's a
Oh
note
yeah.
left. Oh no, they're not at the murder. Are they? Where was the note left? Was it in the murder tower, or they
It
get a
was in the
note?
murder tower.
So they get the
I
note
believe it
and find out
was.
that there's not going to be a murder, but they have to put 3 players on a short list.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, those 3 players get put into a coffin, and then I guess a coffin gets nailed shut, and somebody goes.
Yeah,
But
that's gonna
they have
be.
to put the names on a scroll in plain sight. They have to basically there's in the room where the bar is, there's a bookcase, and there's a secret room behind the bookcase. So you go into the bookcase room, and then I guess they have a scroll back there where they have to write these names on the short list for the people that will go into the coffin.
Yes, and like kind of they had to do it. Yeah, no, so they didn't go up to the chart. They did it in that basement room. And they had to kind of do it in plain sight, while like all the other
Right. Once
players.
they got the note, they had to do that
Yes,
in plain sight. Yeah.
which it could have been really messy.
Or maybe they just got the note in the confessional and they didn't go up to the tower.
I forgot how that
I do too.
ended.
It's all blending together.
I know.
Those last few minutes, I forget. Either way, that same thing happened regardless of where they got the note at.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a messy season. I love
Yep.
it. So many twists, turns. Ugh, just even the second episode, finding out like West and Derek were there, and 2 more players added onto the game, then a fourth traitor. Like so many different twists this
I
season.
know.
It's
I
gonna be
could not.
good.
Wes and Derek definitely, because I knew we knew that they had to bring Rob back because he was in the promos. They made space for him to have his own picture and all that stuff. Um,
Yes.
we knew he'd be back. He's like one of the stars. So
So then that makes me think too. We know that Kate and Parvati come back, but I think they're just gonna be guests now that we have like Wes and Derek, or maybe not. I don't know. They at least let us know that those 2 are coming. They didn't let us know that Wes and Derek were going to be there. So
right,
it makes a twist.
right. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what capacity these ladies come in. I think
Yeah,
it'd be fun if they played again.
I think so too. I mean, it'll be Kate's third time. She better win then.
That won't happen.
No, I feel bad, but it won't. I
She would
love
have to
Kate,
start at the beginning, maybe. I don't know. Then maybe she could. I should never say
unless
never.
she's like a traitor, but didn't do well last time as a traitor.
Right. The traders too, like you're better off if you're an original trader. I don't know as if an original trader has won the game yet. I'm not really well
Um,
versed on the Traitors yet to know if an original traitor is one, but it always seems like when a traitor wins, they're not an original. They're somebody who, who came in late to the
yes.
traitor to the role of a traitor.
I'm trying to think the first season. Who won that one? I know it was Traitors.
Oh, what's her face? I love her. Sierra. What's her name? Sierra? Yeah, Sierra.
Yes, I thought.
Sari, not Sierra, Sari.
Three. I thought she was an original traitor from the beginning. No, I think they asked her to. That's how long ago. That's the first season. I think they asked her to be a traitor. You might be right that it's not like an original OG traitor that ever made
I
it.
I can't remember now either.
I'll have to look that up and let everybody know.
I do too, Kirsten. I love a good twist. I hate a twist that messes things up. I like good ones.
I feel like we're gonna get a lot of twists this season. We've
I
already
think
gotten
so
so
too.
many, and he's just gonna keep throwing them at us.
Yep, I agree. I agree. Um, so I think on our next episode we should only have one to review, so it's not going to take as long. I'm impressed we did it in an hour and a half,
Yeah,
actually.
no. So Sharif Fields was an original traitor on the first
Oh, she
season. I
was?
just looked at it.
Oh,
Yep. So
well, damn.
that's
Cool.
interesting. But
Okay, cool. Thanks.
we'll see how it goes.
So we will be back. What do you want to do these on Fridays, or you want to keep them on Saturdays, or what?
Whatever works for you, girl. I'm always down for Saturday because I don't work. So
Actually, I think Fridays might. Let's do Fridays.
sounds good.
Like
So Friday
Fridays at like
night,
4?
uh,
Or is that
we'll
too
go like
early?
5. That
5?
gives me an
Yeah.
hour after. Sounds good.
Yeah, whatever you want. We'll talk. We'll figure out the time. But yeah, next Friday.
Yeah, we'll
So
let you guys know in advance. Don't worry.
we will definitely let you guys know. Thank you so much for joining
Yes, it was
us.
so much fun, and I hope you guys are enjoying Traders just as much as we are. I know I was having a hell of a good time watching it. So,
You know what? I didn't change my backgrounds, Jackie. I forgot.
oh
And
my,
it
show them
worked.
now. Show
So
them
look,
now,
I will.
please.
So here's the first one. We got Dorinda out, and then we got
Well,
this
that
one
works
was
now because Dorinda's on the side, so we don't have to see her.
right. Then Dorinda and Wells, and then
Yeah.
this one, oh, you can't see, but on the Dorinda and Wells, I also added in the 2 new players, but it's hard to see
Ooh.
them. And then
Well,
let's
we might
see.
have to
This
like
one
do
had
some rearranging.
Dorinda Wells and Ian. See, I was supposed to put these up each time we talked about somebody gone. And then
Yes.
this
We'll
is
get.
the new one. We got 4 people gone.
It's gonna be
So
good.
that's the one we'll stick with until we got more eliminated people.
Yes.
Cool. All right. Well, is there anything else you can think of that we missed?
That's it. In my description, I don't know if anyone's from the LA area, but if you did want to go to this traders event, the link is there, and I will give it to Cooch. I just found it before we started. So if anyone's in the LA area and want to do that fan thing, I know it's from like January 21st to like February 15th. I think it's $45 a ticket. You can go and be a part of the traders game and to get prizes and even possibly meet some of the traders from this season. So I don't know anyone in the LA area. If not, I would be like, here, go for me, take photos, let me know how it is.
For real.
Right? But that's in my link down below if anyone is in the area or knows anybody in the area. You can send them for us and tell them they have to report back and let us know
Yes.
every detail.
Yes. Everything. Okay, well, I guess that's it then. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining us, and I cannot
Yes,
wait for the next episode. And
me
yeah, I guess
too.
everybody have a great night, and thanks again.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.